Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today I know I just did a blog review on Cuphead, but today we are doing Cuphead The Delicious Last Course DLC. It came out last month on 30th as of recording this video. And we're going to be talking about it because I thought it's worth giving this DLC a separate review. So let's get into the story, what this is about. So this DLC obviously takes place after the main game, so after you defeat the devil. And Miss Chalice calls Cuphead and Mugman over to this new isle and tells them, hey, take a bite of this cookie, which don't do that in real life. Unless it's from a person you know. This has been PSAs with Garrett. But so Miss Chalice gives Cuphead and Mugman a cookie, revealing that this cookie can bring Miss Chalice back to life. And Miss Chalice then introduces Cuphead and Mugman to the person who made the cookie, being Chef Saltbaker. And then Miss Chalice, the effect of the cookie wears out, and Chef Saltbaker says that he has found out a way to make the effect permanent with a new treat called the Wonder Tart. But he has stated that all the ingredients for the Wonder Tart are guarded by bosses. And those bosses are Glumstone the Giant, Esther Winchester, the Howling Aces, Mortimer Freeze, and the Moonshine Mob. So obviously you have to defeat all 5 of them, get the ingredients, go back to Chef Saltbaker, and you make the Wonder Tart. Only for it to be revealed that Chef Saltbaker is actually a lying dirtbag and only wants the Wonder Tart for himself, and reveals that you need a living soul to complete the Wonder Tart. And then you have to fight Chef Saltbaker in a boss battle that I'm going to get to that later. But just to say now, it's very hard. And then once you beat Saltbaker, you complete the DLC. Everyone is happy, and Saltbaker reforms in prison and ends up becoming a good guy by the end of it, as he reforms in prison. And that is the story. Note there's a lot of extra stuff, like there's the whole angel and demon boss battle, which I don't know what that has to do with the story, but they're there. Now, let's get into the gameplay, see if it's been upgraded, downgraded from the original game. Now, in my review for the original game, I stated that the main issue with it is that it's very difficult to focus, because there's a lot of things that look very similar in art style to Cuphead, so it's very difficult to focus and see. And they do somewhat fix it in these new fights, and I don't think they went back into the main game and tried to fix it. But now one of the reasons why Chef Saltbaker is super hard is because his first 2 phases is him just throwing shit all over the screen, but they kind of add like an effect to the things he can throw at you to differentiate them from Cuphead, so that way you can at least know which thing is which. I mean, obviously if you're not a dullard, you'd probably know, but they add like a weird shimmer effect to the things that Saltbaker throws at you to at least differentiate them, so you can at least tell them apart from Cuphead, so you can avoid them easier. I mean, it doesn't make avoiding them any easier, considering they're all over the screen. Now, obviously, animation and art style still amazing and consistent, like the main game. In fact, the animations in the DLC are probably better than they are in the main game. Like, the entire Chef Saltbaker fight, the intro and the Howling Aces. Like, there's a lot of great scenes of animation here that are arguably better than the main game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still the same quality of the main game, but there's just nicer scenes here than they are in the main game. I get in some aspects. They are a bit more fluid, I'd say. But overall quality-wise, I guess it's still the same, if that makes any sense. Still the same quality-wise, it just feels like it's just there are some scenes that feel bigger, animation-wise. If to give an oversimplification of what I just said. Gameplay with the platforming and stuff, they did a bit better. As I stated, that there's in platforming fights, you can get hit by stuff that's off screen. There's only one in this one, and it's the final phase of Saltbaker. And you can't get hit by anything off screen because there's only one attack, being the heart just floating around. So, yeah, they definitely, I guess, fixed it. For the DLC, at least. There's not really any bugs. Like, when playing, I didn't really run into any bugs when I was playing. They really did take their time with this. Because, again, it took 4 years for this to come out. As it was announced in 2018. And this is just really freaking good. And I say it's definitely worth the 4-year wait. While it doesn't feel like there's that much to it, there's actually a lot. There's all the 8 bosses, because I completely forgot to mention the chess game boss, which is a very unique thing where, I mean, it's just parrying boss fights, but it's kind of like the Mausoleum Ghosts from the main game. And then you have the Cursed Relic Challenge, which that makes the game a lot harder. And I don't want to mention that at all here, but there you go, there's that. And again, there's not really much I can say here. I mean, we could go back to the art and animation here real quick. Is the designs of the new bosses are really good. I'm definitely going to remember that giant snowflake thing from the end of Mortimer Freeze. Chef Saltbaker had some terrifying faces. Like, yeah, all the bosses had great designs. And, now, in terms of adding to the lore of Cuphead, now, I ain't no game theorist, so I don't really know jack shit about the lore of Cuphead. So, I'm very piss poor about it, but they mentioned something like the astral plane, and I guess to give a notable criticism, if you're someone who nitpicks into story, they don't really explain what the astral plane is or why Chef Saltbaker wants control over it. They don't really explain it. So I guess that's an issue for those nitpickers. Now, to the big final question. Does the Cuphead, the delicious last course, make Cuphead better or worse? Yeah, pretty fucking obviously it makes it better. And putting Cuphead, the delicious last course, into the old blood back here, solid 100. I know it's weird for you to give a DLC the 100%, but that's what it deserves in my opinion. And I know this review is not that long, but again, I'm talking about this DLC. There's not really much to talk about besides it being somewhat of an improvement to the original game. And no, it's a bit of a shorter review. And I hope y'all enjoy this review. So anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you enjoyed my content, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.